Hello, I'm Faizal Perdau, President of MERCY Malaysia. I would like to take this opportunity to say a few words about the needs and necessities of families and children of vulnerable populations during this COVID-19 pandemic. We all know that everyone is affected by this pandemic, however, perhaps more some than others. Among them are families and children of refugees, of displaced people, of people with special needs and disabilities, as well as the urban poor and those who live in isolated and secluded areas of the world. Not to mention those who may be already affected by conflict or natural disaster while this pandemic is going on. There are perhaps three areas which we can focus our efforts on. Firstly, the general well-being and wellness of both family members as well as children especially. How can we achieve this? We can achieve this by ensuring that there will be a continuous stream and supply of what is necessary for them to continue with their lives uninterrupted. This means food, water, clean water, hygiene materials, nutrition and nutritional supplements if necessary, as well as milk where relevant for children. We also need to see that basic needs as far as shelter is already there in the first place, and that the shelter is actually adequate for both family and child. Secondly, we will have to look at the specific needs of specific vulnerable groups. So livelihood, of course, is one particular aspect of the vulnerable which we will have to look at. Most people who are displaced or who are refugees or who are from the lower income group may or may not have a stable job or income. This is made worse, of course, by the pandemic, and if they are in a situation where they need to be quarantined or have movement restriction orders wherever they may be. The likelihood that livelihood is affected is quite high in these circumstances. Therefore, there is a need for us to ensure that aid in terms of cash and livelihood support is there, especially for the head of the family, but also for others if it's relevant. Secondly is the schooling and learning of the children. Again, if the particular area or country is not affected by a lockdown, either fully or partially, or any movement control order, this may not be relevant. However, we know that billions of children around the world at the moment are affected by some form of restriction of movement or the other. There is a need for civil society as well as the authorities and the UN system to collectively look at how best to deliver schooling and learning to children while in this pandemic crisis, especially for those in the vulnerable groups. It is easy perhaps for those who already have the access and the ability to continuously learn from home not to think too much about this. But children who are from vulnerable populations may not have the same access. And last but not least, the mental health and emotional state of both families and children are crucial in withstanding the effects of this pandemic. We hope that both formal and informal mental health support will be given throughout this pandemic in this respect. Thank you very much.